Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we apologise. Internet decided I'm going to go on strike, a bit like my lobby host earlier tonight, but we are back for what is going to be a question mark number of laps to the end of the race, which I've completely missed for the moment, as we see Shadows is in the pits. Reese is still leading the way, so I've missed around 4 laps, question mark, of racing. No one else is retired from the race. Object still holds second. Az is now third, drives up in fourth on 15 lap old mediums. Ugh, try to catch my breath, but again, I apologise everyone. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again, at least for the next 6 laps of tonight's Tier 1 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. But anything happened, Monkey, when I was gone?
Well, I mean, Shadows has come into the pits and unfortunately has lost what was going to be a fantastic finish for him if he could keep those tyres to the end. He now drops down to 9th place, but he's going to have a few laps on soft tyres, which will hopefully he can get some good laps in and maybe catch the likes of Henker's Phenom, etc. Raza Gamer, though, at the moment is making those hards last, and he's up 11 places from the start of his Grand Prix, up in 6th place at the moment. Robin's up to 5th, Phenom is up 6 into 7th, into 7th place, but yeah, Reese at the moment, considering he's had that 5-place penalty for qualifying, is completely bossing this race. And I've said it many a time, he's just going to want to hope there is no safety cars.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a look at the standings real quick. Because AMS Driver on 8 points, that'll be 63. As it stands, it's still good for Reese to win the title. Drive has to finish in third, or at least finish in third, to at least put the champagne on ice for Reese for that little bit longer in our European Championships. But Reese still leading the way by 7 seconds over Object Founders, who's just looking to nurse at home, but Ads is closing in rapidly on the Ferrari. Phenom losing a place there to Henkes. Shadows is caught right up to the back of his teammate for tonight. Phenom, Henkes as well in 7th, driving a solid race for the Williams driver onto a set of mediums, so he'll be like a rocket ship, as Edo's Phenom letting Shadows through to go pursue after Raza Gamer. So Raz has now got to look behind him in his fight for 6th. Robin still in 5th, having a quiet but steady race for the Aston Martin driver. Drive still in 4th, but 16 lap old mediums. I think it might be game over for AMS Drive because of that drive-through penalty you got against under the safety car when he was fighting with Reese, who's now just checking out at the front. And I think Object now full focus behind him to fight and hold on to 2nd place, and potentially take a fight for 2nd place in our European Championships, because him and AMS Drive, 3 points between them, and right now Object scoring 12 points, Drive scoring 8, so Object will have a 1-point advantage going into a final round at Zandvoort in a few weeks' time. But Reese, yep, it's going to be all about him tonight in the Haas. If things stay as they are, he's got 4 laps left, a 7-second advantage, and has been doing what he has done from the off. He has been almost unbeatable, unstoppable in a sense, as we got a yellow flag at sector 1. It would help if we had a track map up, and that's C. Davies breaking late at turn 3. Honestly, kind of sums up his mood tonight. It just hasn't been his night as the Aston Martin driver. He had one good result in France, and the F1 gods have decided that's enough.
Yeah, I think that could have been maybe the last possible moment for a safety car. There's not going to be a safety car now. It's too late in the Grand Prix. So now it all comes down to everyone just keeping it on the track. And Reese he doesn't have to keep pushing. He's got 7-second lead, and Object functions on 18 lap old mediums. How he is taking those mediums that long. In fact, how they're all doing it. I know there's been a few virtual safety cars, but AMS Drive, Robin, how they're taking these tyres this long is absolutely fantastic. The tyre management must be absolutely on point. And Ads surely is going to get Object Fungus in the next DRS zone. He's only 4 tenths behind, and his tyres are 6 laps newer. So it's only going to be one outcome there. AMS Drive, as you can clearly see, dropping back from Ads, 17 lap on mediums, like we've said, must be close to puncture territory. Raza Gamer is on 20 lap old hards. He's got to be close to puncture territory as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of pop tyres in these last couple of laps, Cruiser.
Yeah, it's going to be a nip and tuck for a few drivers, but I think Ads is going to he's going to be a little bit sympathetic here to Object. He's going to get the DRS, and he's now going to put himself up in the second place, or is he? Because Object was actually behind him at the detection line. He's going to try and fight this as long as he can here as a Ferrari driver, but he's in 6-lap older tyres with 3 laps left. I think Ads is all but secured second place at this point. The strategy was a questionable one, but the pit stops did fall his way. He's just, I think everyone's starting to fall away from Reece now. He's 8.5 seconds ahead of the McLaren. His Object using that battery now. He's not giving up second place easy here. He wants to have a grandstand finish here with Ads, and he's going to give us something, at least a fight to the line. He's going to fight as long as he can here to get the best result he can, because I think really first place is well out the picture. Reece has checked out and has got that strategy absolutely spot on today. Meanwhile, Shadows and Henkes have dispatched Robin, and now they're 3.5 seconds behind the MS Drive. Could Shadows and Henkes pick up, well, say 4th and 5th? Because in looking as well in our European Constructors' Championships, Williams are 6 points ahead of Haas. And as it stands, if my numbers are correct, Reece scoring 16 points, Drive scoring 8, Henkes is scoring 6. So that's 14 points for Williams, 16 for Haas. The Constructors' Championship will go to the final race, say partly because of Henkes picking up that podium, and Haas not doing too well around France. Williams getting 1st and 3rd. So Williams could still have the Constructors' Championship as we start the penultimate lap at Baku. MS Drive might be starting to look behind them here because Shadows is starting to close in, but he is on soft round here, which degrade absolutely rapidly. As there goes Ads, this time getting the overtake done on Object Fungus, who doesn't have the DRS to help him attack back. But he'll fight this one out as long as he can, will the Ferrari. In towards turn 3, he'll get another dose of it, but Ads will just look to use that battery a little bit more.
Phenom's gone!
And Nox Desire, they've came together at the barrier, and that is Raza Gamer.
It's Raza. I think it looks like a pop tyre. It looks like the tyre's gone.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's a puncture.
It's the rear tyre. Yeah, it's gone. And yeah, you won't be
dear.
You won't be able to do anything with that.
I saw Nox Desire as well, actually. Nox, he's okay. He survived that. Nigel's now up in 11th, Raz is in 10th. Yeah, I think Nigel's attempting for a fastest lap's going to end up in a double points finish for the Haas team, as it goes Nigel to go for that final push lap and try and get the fastest lap. Object, though, 10.5 seconds behind Reece. Reece, yeah, this has been one of those days where everything fell his way. And I think after France, it's almost a bit poetic as well, because after that collision with Object, it got us a bit of a tantalising end to our championship season, but Reece has decided, I want no drama, I want this sewn up, and he's going to have one more lap, a victory lap if you will. He's got an 11-second lead over Object Fungus, and he's going to enjoy all 20 corners and every minute of this final lap and a parade lap for the Haas. He arrived in Tier 1 as a wild card, and he arrived at Haas with a Tier 2 champion as his teammate. And he's a lot of expectation, considering, obviously, as I say, his teammate, when he in Tier 2, making the step up, promoted to Tier 1, Reece promoted as an unknown, but I think he's made his presence very well known in Tier 1 this season. Picking up pole in the opening round at Imola, taming the rain against Object Fungus, and that reign of terror that the Ferrari driver had originally. He's now down in 3rd, as I see from the minimap. Ads has finally got his man. He's going to try and pull away now on those fresher tyres to stop Object having a slipstream in towards the final corner and the run to the line. But Reece, Imola, dancing in the rain, singing to victory, and he didn't care about who he was fighting, he just wanted to win. Portimao, he finished in 4th. He's had multiple top 5 finishes, and the only blemish he had was the penultimate lap around France. But Silverstone, he avoided the chaos and he took the win. And he's going to have one more corner to go before a run to the line. And he's going to run away with a crown. And around Imola, we said he doesn't care that Object is a two-time champion because there can only be one European champion. There can only be one king of Europe in FPRL. And for that maiden inaugural coronation, it's going to go the way of Haas. It's going to go the way of Rees, dancing to the line. And he's going to get the European glory and take the crown in Azerbaijan. Rees wins it all around our European series in Season 7. And that is the momentum he'll be dreaming for as we head to our Continental Classic Series in just a few weeks' time. Ads will take second place. Object keeps a podium place ahead of AMS Drive recovering after that drive-through penalty. Henkes will take fifth. Again, a strong result for the Williams team, and the Constructors fight is on for Zandvoort. Shadows recovers for sixth. For great effort from him. Robin knocks Desire, another 8th place for him. Collateral ads. And Nigel Piddle will pick up the final point for the Haas team. Haas, 1 point in 10th, and one driver who takes everything in FPRL around our European tour and first blood in Season 7 goes the way of Rees. What a performance throughout the season. Nothing to fault him, nothing to deter him, and no one can stop him now. As we pack our bags for Zandvoort, Rees is going to go with a crown in his head and sit on his throne.
Yeah, no, he's been absolutely fantastic all this European season. Like you said, the only kind of mistake probably made was that collision with Object at France, but other than that, he's been absolutely fantastic. I'm not really sure, to be honest, where this form has come from him. We knew he was a quick driver, but to be this quick, this consistent, every single week, you have to give it to him. He's been absolutely great. And also have to say, how Object Fungus and AMS Drive, and Robin for that matter, have took mediums over 20 laps. 22 laps for Object Fungus is something I really want to ask him in this post-race interview, because they must have been absolutely screaming.
Well, I mean, that's one way to look at it. Fantastic tyre management from everyone, and especially from AMS Drive to fight back to 4th after that drive-through penalty. He was down in 8th at one stage, and there's Rees on top of the podium for the 3rd time in our European series. And this one, it's the hat-trick of victories for Rees, and he wears the crown in his head as our European king, or king of Europe, whatever you want to put it. He is our inaugural champion of the European series. Rees adds is in 2nd, Object's in 3rd, and I've seen in the Twitch chat as well, Rees has said that he can't do the interview tonight, but revenge for not restarting. And I think he's already on a bender, to be honest. He had the champagne on ice in his living room. Adds is in 2nd and got the fastest lap point, so that'll do him good in the standings as he tries to claw back. Object and AMS Drive, there'll be 1 point between them as they go to Zandvoort, but it's in AMS Drive's favour as to who will finish runner-up in our European Championships. Henkes in 5th, Shadows will take 6th, Robin, Knox, Collateral Ad picks up points in 9th, Nigel will take the final point in 10th, and some 2 minutes behind the leader, C. Davies, finishes the race. Raza 1 lap down, Phenom crashing at the end, Ali, Junivane, apparently I'm his teammate, Fifas and FRC Billy round out the field for tonight's Tier 1 Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a great race to watch, as we're now going to be getting the 2nd and 3rd drivers into the party, and definitely lots of questions to ask them. As obviously Rees has already said that he will not be doing the interviews tonight, so we'll just await ads to come in if he is. Got Mr. Object Fungus here at the moment. Give him one more ping. Let's see if he comes in. Gary just said thanks because I booted him out the party.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No.
I said to him, why is he still here? He just sat here doing nothing and I booed him.
Wow. You are cruel.
I am cruel.
I wish it was me.
Ah.
Well, I was wishing. I mean, no, I wish it was me that booted him. Anyway, to the
Oh, you're right.
showroom. And where do we go? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We'll go to the Ferrari of object found. Oh no, there you go. I remember from last week you can actually go through the cars like this, but I don't know. We're just waiting if Ads will join up, and I don't think he is. We'll give him another minute, but in the meantime, Monkey Boy Kurt, I feel like this is getting to be a little bit common for you now, but over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Cruiser. With our P3 man, Object Fungus. Unfortunately, you are now out of that European championship that Reese has now taken. But obviously, we've still got a whole continental season to come, which obviously forms part of the full season. So not all is not lost yet. But first of all, just like to get your take on quali this evening. And you've qualified, let me get it right this week, qualified P7, and then P6. There you go, I got it right. P8, P7 with Reese dropping down. Was that the best you could do you think? Because I obviously did see that you only got one real time lap in. A couple of mistakes on the first few runs, was it?
Yeah, sadly, I had a change of mind with the setup. Basically, pretty much like half an hour before the race, I wasn't quite sure. I didn't have like a setup that I was running for this track, so I had to decide between a few different setups, and I went the same way as Dryden with the setup, and yeah, in qualifying, I just wasn't able to get a lap in. Had two attempts. First one got damaged. On the second one, I just was way too cautious and was trying to get a lap on the time. Lap on the time. Well, you know what I mean. Time on the board, and it just was not good at all.
And coming into the race, were you feeling good about Baku? Did you enjoy the track? Did you feel like you were going to be right up there with the front runners in qualifying? And obviously, you got up towards the front in the race, as we saw. But in quality, did you expect to be a bit higher?
Um, yeah, Baku is usually one of my better tracks, but sadly, I just wasn't feeling comfortable in the car today. I don't know what it was, but I was way too cautious through many corners that I usually can kind of just send it in. I think it was because of the change of setup, which I kind of regret at the end of the day, which we will come to, I think, later on in this interview. But yeah, no, usually back one of my favorite tracks, but this time just wasn't there. I made mistakes that I usually do. You may have noticed I did also manage to get myself front wing damage, which is also a thing that I usually don't do, especially on my own in a wall. So yeah, it was really not great.
And obviously, get on into the race. Quite a steady race, like you said. There was the odd mistake here and there. There was the odd safety car that spiced up a bit. The film's going to basically though get straight to 22 laps on a set of medium tyres. I just want to know what the percentages were because I think we're all intrigued to know how you took them that long. We all thought they would go pop, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I did the longest stint at the end of the day, as I did fit with one lap before the safety car. You see damage. Yeah, uh, I think my fronts were at like high 50s, low 60s, but my rear, my rear was at 82%. So it was literally driving on ice the last 3 to 4 laps. Was not a great experience.
I mean, to be fair, that's still impressive to be on only 50 to 60 on the fronts after 22 laps. I think most people would definitely they would have gone bang at some point, but well done anyway. Obviously, P3, it's another podium, so you can't be too disheartened. But we go to Zandvoort next week. The European Championship is obviously done and dusted now, but we still got one more race to go in it. Do you think it's going to be you versus AMS Drive? Obviously, a good fight for that P2 spot.
Well, it's kind of unlucky because Zandvoort is one of my favorite tracks, definitely. And I did race the track quite a few times already, and I just feel very comfortable around it. But due to the calendar change, usually would have been Baku next week, and this week like a different race. But I will be missing Zandvoort next week.
Oh, okay then.
Oh.
Well, that answers
Well,
that question then. Okay, well,
Yeah.
you have a nice
Well-
week off anyway.
Right,
But,
well, Drive, congratulations, you're second place.
Yeah, he's got no fight about it now. But yeah, no, obviously, well done tonight. Have a nice week off next week. And
Thank you.
yeah, we will see you in the second half of the season in our continental half. And let's see maybe if you can put a bit of a fight on to maybe get some points on Reese in that half a season and maybe fight for the overall championship. But anyway, well done again. I'll pass
Thank you.
over back to Cruiser. Doesn't look like Ads joined in the end, so I guess you'll just see us out, mate.
That I think I will. But again, well done, Object. Another podium to the repertoire tonight. We get a quick flyby of the McLaren for Ads, our second place driver tonight. And now our European champion, Reese, the Haas that took him there. Never thought I'd say those words. But that has been it for tonight. Thank you everyone for tuning in and for watching. FPRL will be back on the 17th of March. We are not racing this Sunday due to it being Mother's Day and also, I believe, if I'm correct, Ramadan. So, Ramadan, Happy Mother's Day, everything else you may celebrate on that day, and Happy Mario Day as well, March 10th. Well, hey. But before we do go, Monkey Boy Kurt, for the penultimate time in our European series, who is your driver of the day?
I think it has to go to only one driver, and it's going to be the obvious choice. He got obviously the quali penalty, 5 place grid penalty, and has fought his way back to the front and won the race by over 10 seconds. He's now the European title winner. It has to go to Reese today, but I am going to put some shout outs in. One for Fungus and Drive for how they've managed those tyres. Absolutely fantastic. I'm also going to throw a shout out in there to Shadows as well. He had a great race in the Alpine, fought back well at the end on the softs. But yeah, no, tonight Reese is going to get it. Had a great race.
Now there you go, driver of the day and European King as well. So not a bad night for Reese, as we'll get rid of that. And before we do go as well, we stream on twitch.tv/FP Racing League. So if you guys want to hit that follow button, we're on our way to 750 followers. Fingers crossed, hoping we get there by the end of F1 23 or even sometime in 2024, because we are on the up. Next up, 4 digits and beyond. And for those who do tune into our Twitch channel, type !F1 or !Discord. You'll get a link to our recruitment server, complete the sign up steps, and we'll get you on track ahead of our Season 8 countdown and F1 24. And before I do go as well, I do apologise for the internet hiccup in the middle of, towards the end of the race. We missed around 2 or 3 laps of the action, but thankfully we caught it right at the end. So again, I apologise, but it was out of my control at the time. But Monkey Boy Kurt, again, thank you for joining me in the commentary box, and look forward to next week's race.
Yeah, look forward to next week's race as well. Well, I say next week's race, the week after's race, we should say. And yeah, are we going to make it 7 races out of 7 on comms in Tier 1? We'll have to wait and see.
It's 7 out of 7 in Tier 1 for the comms boys. Fingers crossed. And on that note, that is going to be it. That has been Monkey Boy Kurt, and this has been Cruiser 1872. Thank you all very much for watching, and from all of us here at FPRL, Good night.